Mancini is going well in the league in terms of the Premier League, but the FA Cup, he feels, is something that is obtainable and something the owners of the club would certainly want him to achieve.
Well, watch out for plenty of Manchester City fans, and indeed the manager, Roberto Mancini, wearing red and black scarves today. They were the colours worn by City when they beat Leicester in the 1969 FA Cup final. There is one. Neil Young scored the winner in that match. He's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. The red and black scarf today is a tribute to City's match winner. It's going to be City to get us underway. Their two strikers, Tevez and Joe, get the ball rolling. So Sven-Göran Eriksson takes on Manchester City for the first time since being sacked less than a year into the job. Mancini returns to Leicester City, where he proudly claims he first fell in love with English football. But which of them will progress to round 4 of the FA Cup? Both may have bigger priorities, but both know the value of domestic cup competitions. The first corner goes the way of the Championship side.
This is a great opportunity for Leicester.
Gallagher, who takes most of their set pieces, takes it short, and the header, it's in! Inside 45 seconds! Oh, can you believe the start they've made here? Sol Bamba on his debut, in the right place, at the right time, to give Leicester City and Sven-Göran Eriksson the lead.
He didn't blink. It's in the back of the net. You're thinking set plays. That's one route to goal for Leicester. Good delivery, flick on. Bamba, right man in the right place. The heart stops most things, but on that occasion, he was helpless to do anything about putting anything but taking out. And there we go, look at this. A man who isn't known for great excitement. Happy.
Signed from Hibs last week. Sven knew him well from his time, his short spell as coach of the Ivory Coast. He took the Ivory Coast to the World Cup in South Africa, promptly dropped Bamba from the starting lineup, put Didier Zakora in central defence, but he signed him from Hibs for Leicester, puts him in for his debut, and he pops up with a goal inside a minute.
Well, it'll draw Roberto Mancini's team out. If they thought they were going to have an easy ride, they've got to prove and deliver on all those reputations. Best thing I think that could happen to the game as far as a neutral support is concerned. All those that aren't, I apologise.
Joe is the target of that ball, but flags up against him. He's had a rather uneasy time of it at Manchester City. There's the goal scorer. 25 caps for the Ivory Coast. 5 years he spent in Scotland with Dunfermline and Hibs. Fair to say he had a little bit of a reputation in the SPL for dropping a clanger every so often. But what a start he's made to life at the Walkers Stadium. Throw into Leicester here. Will be taken on the near side by Kyle Norton, whose loan period from Spurs has been extended this week to the end of the season. He's got it up to Vassell, who'll be up for this one against his old club. And they've certainly got their tails up here. Norton putting pressure on. And down goes Vassell. Free kick to Leicester.
Look bright, they look lively, they look as if they've got the right approach. Eriksson and Fazakerley, his coach, seem to have got into the players' minds, seem to have brought them to the right tempo for the kickoff.
Vassell had 4 years at Manchester City before moving to Ankara in Turkey. He's in the middle for this one. Lloyd Dyer and Paul Gallagher over the ball. The start Joe Hart was expecting. And it's going to be the right foot of Gallagher. all the way to the far post, and Hart has to get there. I think the ball may have gone out of play.
I think they've worked hard at set plays in training, haven't they, Leicester? You can see that one. Great delivery. Not sure about what to do with it. Bamba's in there again.
I'm not convinced that did go out of play. Goal kick was the verdict. And what a start this has been from the home side.
Manchester City haven't even got into a rhythm yet. They've not had a chance. There's good pressure from Leicester, and it's going to take a little bit of a moment or two before Manchester City bring their own game to bear. That's if they get the chance, and they've got to get a rhythm, and it hasn't had that opportunity yet. We're pushing the 5th minute, and it hasn't happened.
Free kick for handball given against Patrick Vieira. Plenty to think about for Roberto Mancini, who's won his fair share of domestic cup competitions as a player and a coach. Picked up by Gallagher. Some thought today that he might lose his place in the front three. Gallagher maybe bring in Howard to rough up the City defence, but has kept his place. City have a throw in here.
Bamba does push this back quite hard at wheel, and goalkeeper has only one option but to clear his lines.
Kolarov with the throw in. Gets it back from Tevez. Tevez on the ball once more. And straight out of play. Home fans enjoyed that. Over 30,000 inside the stadium. This will be by far the biggest attendance here this season. You won't be surprised to learn. There's talk of a permanent move actually for Kyle Norton here, who's barely got a kick at Spurs since Harry Redknapp brought him in. Sheffield United. Here come Leicester again as Abe plays the ball forward. The Japanese international. Vieira gives it away. Abe got the ball forward, but City working hard in midfield as they have to do now. And will have to do for the rest of the game. Vieira. That's over the top for Joe. Near side is Kolarov, all the way past Kyle Norton.
Got to be careful, Leicester, if Norton gets isolated, with Kolarov pushing forward, and particularly Johnson.
Vieira. Wright Phillips. Starting off on the left-hand side. Milner out wide to Boateng. Happy to see that one go straight behind. He's there with David Platt and talking tactics. Not the start he was hoping for, Mancini. 10 cups as a player and manager.
You can see here players coming in late and they're not picked up. Bamba arrives late. Looks like Manchester City uses zonal marking to the most part, and they're not there. They're not aware of the danger that's coming through late.
Vieira. Now Wright Phillips out on the right-hand side. Milner. Straight against Bruno Bernat, but it's a throw to City. Unbeaten in their last 6 visits to Leicester. Boateng with the throw towards Joe. Here, and all eyes on Kolo Touré against Vassell. No foul. Boateng. Wright Phillips. Milner. Just starting to settle now, Mancini's men. Cut out by Norton though. Abe. Richie Wellens. This is promising stuff again from Leicester. And the ball does find its way into the centre before it's cleared by Vieira. Bamba. Yuki Abe. Not a bad ball over the top. Vassell. And Lloyd Dyer. He'll take on Boateng, but he read the situation there, the fullback.
Going to need to bring a little bit more to beat Boateng. Dyer, left-footed, didn't quite work with the fullback, and I've seen Boateng play out fullback before in the Premier League and not look at all comfortable. I think Luke Varney against Blackpool gave him a rather torrid time a little while ago, and I'm sure Sven-Göran Eriksson will have noted that.
There's his new £27 million signing, Edin Dzeko, the Bosnian international. Wasn't registered in time to figure in this game. He's expected to make his debut against Wolves next week.
And that'll be the man that will be parked up on the bench as a result, no doubt.
Joe, who hasn't scored in his last 30 Premier League games, may well find himself out of the team next week. That's the last of the spending from Mancini this month. Another indication that it isn't. They're not short of a bob or two at Eastlands these days. Abe. Playing some nice football here, the Foxes.
They work the ball well, Leicester. You can see that Eriksson's got them thinking. Man in possession generally has more than one option. The game isn't too long, it's quite short, especially through the centre of midfield, and it's that has caused Manchester City one or two problems so far.
Wright Phillips just shrugged off the ball. And the through ball not quite in the right place for Darius Vassell. He's got 3 goals this season for Leicester.
You can see Toure and Lescott, they've dropped quite deep. And that might just be an indicator of the respect they have for Vassell and his pace.
Tevez. Nice little flick from Tevez through for Milner. Lovely play by Milner, 2 in the middle. Bamba prevents the ball reaching Joe.
Joe tried to shake off his marker, create a bit of space for himself, but between keeper and defender, they read the cross.
It's the best we've seen from City so far. First corner for them. Vieira! Brilliant save by Wheel. Thought he was in there, Patrick Vieira.
A renowned goal scorer, Patrick Vieira, but given the space and best out of the goalkeeper again.
Header away by Hobbs. Vieira with the through ball this time. Now Milner. Adam Johnson. Just a little bit too much on that. Starting to feel the pattern of play could be set. Wouldn't be surprised to see Leicester looking to hit on the break. And they'll take that.
Just beginning to exert themselves, Manchester City. They're just beginning to bring their game to bear, and Neil's going to have to work a bit harder, and I think that defence and goalkeeper is going to find themselves under a fair bit of pressure the next 10 or so minutes.
Got 6 clean sheets in 17 games this season, Chris Wheel.
They haven't faced Tevez, Johnson, Sean Wright Phillips, Milner and Orr, so it'll be a big test for them.
It's a fair point. Vieira did score against Blackburn in September, but as you say, Gary, not well, not a regular in the team, but certainly not a regular on the score sheets these days. He said there's a 50-50 chance he'll retire at the end of this season. His contract is up in June. He's 34 years of age these days.
I'm sure it's something you'll consider, but not just yet.
Right, Phillips. Kolarov taking over. A combination of Abe and Norton.
Abe's worked well in there. You know, he read the situation, got back, made sure when Kolarov was cutting inside of Norton, he was there to deal with it. And his link-up play from deep in midfield to the forwards has looked pretty impressive so far.
Kolarov. All the way through there. Vassell. Gallagher with the ball downfield.
Well, I think he'd seen something none of us did.
Same again.
In his defence there, it takes a bobble. All right, this is the defenders' union now. Yeah, I agree. But it does take a bobble. This is not a pitch that a lot of Manchester City players will be used to playing on in terms of quality.
Back pass by Bamba.
A bit scary, that one.
First one was hit hard. That one maybe didn't have quite enough.
Any more like that, the goalkeeper will start to think he doesn't look.
Norton up to Vassell. That was dealt with by Jolyon Lescott. Dyer. You can see exactly what he's trying to do there.
Opened up, you know. Only Touré's intervention that stopped it.
Tevez. Joe. Oh, that's an awful layoff by him. The Brazilian's got his side in trouble here as Dyer picks it up. Gallagher stopped by Kolarov.
Wants this, doesn't he? Kolarov goes straight in hard with the challenge. It's a stretched side at the moment. City, of course, Manchester City. We'll get used to me saying that incorrectly. And I think while it's like that, Leicester will feel they have a chance to penetrate and get in behind. That's the only issue with the linesman's flag.
And the fourth official, Phil Dowell, trying to sort that out.
Didn't they have an electronic device in it? Maybe the batteries have run out.
Kolarov. Nicely juggled.
They're not really pinning Leicester back as you might have expected, Manchester City. They're not getting into that final third and really creating that momentum, that pressure, which you probably would have expected it. I think the goals had a fair bit to do with that. And the way that Leicester have set themselves up, particularly Wellens and Abe in the centre of midfield, have done a lot of hard work to thwart them.
Lescott. Kolo Touré up to Tevez. Boateng. Adam Johnson. Tussling now with Jack Hobbs. And the free kick's been given. I think City would have liked the advantage.
I think I would have liked the advantage were I Adam Johnson. I was gone. I was into the green grass in behind.
Tevez. Vassell. Pretty clear foul.
He grabbed him with one arm, didn't he? Yet to be a factor in the game, Carlos Tevez seems to be playing a little bit deeper than you might have expected.
Now, the left foot of Johnson and Kolarov could be a factor here. Johnson's moved away. Milner with his right, maybe.
Kolarov's come a long way to get involved in this free kick. You'd imagine that he wouldn't waste his time if he weren't going to have a part to play.
And does the former Lazio man fancy this? Kolarov off the base of the wall. It'll be a corner.
Probably not what he was intending, but they'll take it. And they have good physical presence, Manchester City. You know, Lescott, Touré, Vieira, we've already seen. Joe, they're all big guys. They'll all give Leicester a problem.
Second City corner. Kolarov goes again. Leicester get it away this time, but no one upfield. Toure. Kolarov, who took the corner, hoiks it back in, flags up straight away.
Just as well, I didn't think Will was too convincing with that punch.
Sven-Göran Eriksson's 18th game in charge since replacing Paulo Sousa at the start of October. Won 8, lost 6 so far. Couldn't be much happier with the way the first 20 minutes have gone here at the Walker Stadium.
I think it's very much to the script he'd have hoped to put into play.
Lost a couple of his loan players at the start of the new year. Curtis Davis and Roman Bednar both returning to their clubs. The home fans are in well, they were the City fans, of course, and they're always in fine voice away from home. But they are hoping their side can haul themselves back into this sooner rather than later.
They're going to have to dominate in the centre of midfield, which at the moment they haven't been able to do. Milner and Vieira haven't quite got to grips with it.
He's got a lot to say, Roberto Mancini, the man that Gary O'Reilly here has played against.
In the early days at Sampdoria.
Look at you both now.
Yes. Well, where did it all go wrong for Roberto, eh?
Offside flag up against Joe. The two men that know each other extremely well from their days at Sampdoria and Lazio. First time they've come up against each other as bosses. Advantage Sven so far. Gallagher. That's nicely played on. Vassell waiting in the centre.
His final ball lets them down, but the desire to express themselves is certainly there from Leicester.
Kolarov. Three white shirts there. He found the only blue one.
Pass of that distance always comes with a high percentage of error, a chance of interception.
Tevez looking for Milner, who's burst through here. Past Bamba, Milner! 1-1. Quality goal by James Milner. He got past Sol Bamba, through on goal onto his left foot, and he made no mistake. City are level.
And that's what Manchester City's team is built on. Individual brilliance and the guys that can change a game. See here, just sets it up, goes to the 1-2, he's not really tracked, just brushes off Abe, drops inside, and there's not a lot Wheel can do here. You'll see this angle, arrows that in. Good finish, good individual goal from Milner, and he's brought his side back in. Yeah. Disco move from Mancini.
It's his first goal for Manchester City. Beautifully timed. Didn't he take it well?
Who reacts best to this goal? Manchester City or Leicester City? Home fans are making their presence felt.
Vieira, here come the white shirts again. Just underplayed that.
Taylor's not happy. Wanted that ball inside, didn't want to see it go wide.
They'll try again. Toure stopped by Abe and then sticks out a leg. Morton. I was talking earlier about Neil Young, the match winner in the 1969 FA Cup final between these sides, who's sadly been diagnosed with terminal cancer. The red and black scarves are a tribute to him.
Nice to know that fans would remember that far back. Thinking that some of them probably weren't even born then. And it's a nice tribute, nice way to remember a man that's obviously had such an important part to play in their past history.
Enjoying themselves. Foul on Tevez. Well, the away end's bouncing here. It was a very good response by Manchester City to going behind inside 45 seconds. They've got a problem here, Leicester. Richie Wellens is the man down.
Ooh, does take a kick off of Tevez. Well, they're having a little scrap between them. I don't think he intends to kick Wellens. Undoubtedly the contact is made. He's going for the ball. The referee was well placed. Hopefully Wellens is well enough to return to the action shortly.
Began his career at City's big rivals Manchester United before leaving for Blackpool, frustrated at his lack of first-team chances. And he'll be up for this one, we can be sure of that. Tevez. The goal scorer, Milner. I think he'll be back on very soon. Richie Wellens. Meanwhile, Milner against Hobbs. Wry smile from Roberto Mancini. He had 5 appearances as a player here in January and February 2001 at the age of 36. One of those was an FA Cup tie at Villa, which they won. Excellent goal by Milner. He's waited a while for it. Vassell. He'll take the free kick. It was a foul by Milner. It's a sort of opportunity that Leicester will want to make the most of, bringing the cavalry forward from the back. Bamba's gone forward. He's the target.
His physical presence has caused problems. And I think Leicester will continue to use it as much as possible. No pressure on the ball, good delivery. Doesn't quite get the accuracy.
Joe with the leap. Sean Phillips not able to get there. Clearance by Chris Wheel. Boateng. Tevez. Now Lescott. Played in the 2009 FA Cup final for Everton against Chelsea. Toure. Milner looking for Joe. Bamba got himself between man and ball. Just one goal in his last 10 appearances came in the Europa League against Juventus last month. Mancini's men had already qualified for the knockout phase, so chose a weakened side. Down goes Lloyd Dyer, free kick. And taken quickly to Norton. Stayed inside Dyer. Not a bad ball in either.
Leicester have committed bodies forward. They were there and were prepared. Just needed that delivery to be quality.
Are they? Oh, that's surely a Leicester throw. That's a double ricochet. First taste of the FA Cup for the man who has 50 caps for Japan. Boateng, Joe, Johnson. Well played, Bruno Bernat. And the loose ball will be picked up here. Kolarov. It's loose for a second. Oh, disappointing strike from City's top scorer.
Milner thought, I'll let Carlos have a go, but I think Milner was looking for his second. When Bernat dithers on this, always a chance on the edge of his box. Just pops back out, Tevez just creates that space, Milner backs off, and it goes over. Not really been a figure in the game so far, is he, Carlos Tevez? I'm sure his moment will come.
All 12 of his goals for City this season have been in the Premier League. 7 of them away from home. Abe. Oh, just for a moment, Lloyd Dyer thought he might get away from Kolarov.
The players losing their footing, both Leicester and Manchester City players. Just to show the pitch isn't quite as solid as maybe the Premier League players are used to performing on.
Tevez has been very deep for a lot of the game. Past Abe. Joe. Right Phillips. Boateng. Milner. Oh, that was a bit sloppy from Jerome Boateng. And the ball went out of play. Milner's made another great run here, off the heel, and Bamba happy to see Chris Wheel come off his line and take that one. To say the first half an hour of this game absolutely flew by, highly entertaining. So much of the noise you're hearing is coming from the formidable Manchester City contingent.
Well, that's the thing in the FA Cup, you can get a greater number of tickets for away fans than maybe you would do in league games, so it's made for a good atmosphere.
A relatively straightforward journey down the M6, if such a thing exists for the City fans.
Not very often.
Joe. Straight at Kyle Norton, who's grateful for that. He was a little bit out of position. Lloyd Dyer against Lescott.
Dyer wants to wait for that. Lescott's going to go straight through him and win it in the air. Got to be a little bit more proactive.
Well, the same may well have been offside if the ball had found him. It was Andy King, the skipper, looking to play him through. Bamba. And now Jack Hobbs. Came from Liverpool a couple of summers ago. Vassell. Toure is a defender. Vassell, who won all of his England caps under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Abe, long way out. Crowd wanting to shoot. Terrific save from Hart.
You're thinking, from there, you're going to beat Joe Hart, are you? Well, it's not a bad effort, is it? Just works it across, gives himself space outside Milner, it's on target and it works Hart. And I think if you're going to strike from that distance, he does everything bar score. Now you know he's got it in him.
Well, they score from their first corner. Gallagher goes again, Bamba goes again, and again! Well, he's getting a lot of joy in the penalty area, Sol Bamba.
Not as much joy as he was hoping for. Joe Hart, I think it's his right hand, denies the big central defender a second of the game. This will show you definitely. It may have even come off of his head. Either way, it stays out just.
Leicester may want to try and get a few more corners from the left-hand side for Gallagher to whip in, because City seem to be unable to defend them.
I just want to keep Sol Bamba away from Joe Hart's goal. I think that's the message Roberto Mancini will be preaching from now on in. that means no corners, no free kicks, so be it.
Milner. Well, it's open, it's entertaining. It's typical from what we've seen of the FA Cup third round so far. And it's all square. Nice ball by Boateng. Adam Johnson will chase this down. And once the left back for Leicester, Bernat. He hit his own man. Vassell with the layoff. King knocks it out to Dyer, and on for Kyle Norton. Wright Phillips holding him up. Dyer with a nice ball. And Norton has continued his run from right back and has got the corner.
Smart little move, he makes the run, got involved in the game. And he knows, not again, not the big fella coming up from the back, seen enough of him.
It was not again, wasn't it? Outswinger this time from Gallagher.
See that zonal marking across the line of the 6-yard box.
Boateng very close to Bamba. Who got his header in again! Well, they just can't deal with him from these set pieces. And Sean Wright Phillips is down in the penalty area here.
He's a handful, isn't he? He really is. He shrugs off Boateng. Referee's well placed. Boateng wasn't even looking at the ball when it came in. It's brave as Sean Wright Phillips goes in where the boots are flying, makes sure his team do not concede another.
Well, dazed and confused Sean Wright Phillips, but he'll be able to continue.
I'm sure he's not. Dazed and confused, that is.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he'll start and continue.
Might be in a little bit of pain.
But good cause. You don't concede another goal. It's what you want from your players if you're a manager. Roberto Mancini, a player who's been peripheral to your first starting 11, really, to come in and prove that he's on board. It's a good thing to see. Certainly the man of the moment, isn't he, Sol Bamba?
Potential cult hero here at the Walker Stadium. What we've seen so far, already chanting his name.
He won't be popular in the Man City end, I can guarantee you that. Just a little bit flat.
Kolarov. Lescott. Milner.
It's good work from Leicester. As Manchester City got possession, but they're not able to get penetration.
Johnson to Tevez. Bamba stretches and gets there. Milner picks it up. Wright Phillips. Kolarov. Roy Dyer helping out. Vassell. And King is looking for the through ball. He's on the end of it onside. And Hart makes the save.
He's just tried to chip a goalkeeper that's what, 6'4", 6'5", and who's particularly good. Might want to think about another way round that problem.
Tevez. There's no time to dwell on that. What a lovely ball that is for Boateng. And in the middle, oh, Johnson could have left it for Joe. Instead, he prodded it wide.
He's just said it. Look, I didn't hear. Joe's better placed, but I don't know. From judging what Johnson just says there, that he gets a call. Maybe he did. We won't know, will we? All we know is once it gets out there. Leicester are stretched, and City have two bodies in there that can do something. Joe, for me, is the better placed. He's in front of his marker, Bamba. What could have been?
And you hesitate to say it, but surely Joe couldn't have missed if Johnson had left it.
Let's just say we'll never know. But the only thing we can have a guess at is that the communication didn't happen. And that's the little bit of quality that you expect from a team like Manchester City. And we've seen little glimpses, little flashes of it. And if it happens in and around Leicester's 18-yard area, that's invariably the outcome.
5 minutes to half-time. Boateng. Abe unable to clear his lines, but it is a throw to Leicester. Johnson wants a free kick. He's got 3 goals in his last 7, Adam Johnson, including the winner at Blackpool, against Blackpool on New Year's Day. And not able to steer that one home. Ball forward is looking for Darius Vassell.
I think you're going to need to come with a little bit more sophistication to unlock Touré and Lescott at the centre of that defence. A little short, sharp passing Leicester has given a problem or two to Manchester City.
Johnson. Well played by Hobbs. Johnson again, though. Back on his favoured left side. Tevez. Surrounded.
And he took 4 blue shirts to stop Tevez.
Committed the foul in the end.
It's been a frustrating game so far for Carlos Tevez. Hasn't really got into the action, hasn't been able to find the touches that we know he possesses. Just wondering if frustration will grab hold of him right now and we'll see him commit fouls like that, or he'll rise above it.
Of course, it's only 3 weeks since he handed in a transfer request, which he has since withdrawn.
We've all moved on since then. It's a new year.
True, it was last year, you're right. There's the former Manchester City striker, Darius Vassell. Got 2 in his last 2 games against Hull and Swansea.
I think his pace and experience will be quite a handful. What a combination in the Championship. He's shown little glimpses of what he can do. If he plays off the shoulder of Lescott and Touré, he's more than capable of finding the back of the net today.
Boateng. Helps with the tackle on Milner, but no foul. Here's Tevez. On for Jerome Boateng. And Berner gets the touch for the corner. This is Manchester City's 3rd corner of the first half. Taken short this time. What a return from Kolarov to Milner. Low, Tevez! 2-1. Manchester City lead a minute before half-time. Beautifully worked corner and a very clever little finish from City's top scorer.
Leicester are caught skinny. There's two City players go out, only one Leicester player. Little reverse pass, then they're undone. Man City are in behind. Tevez offside. Ooh, the debate will rage on that one, but you know if you give him that sort of space, a little back heel, he's crafty and cute enough just to do that to you. He's done it before.
I think he's just behind the ball when it's played. His 13th of the season is unlucky for Leicester City.
Yeah, he's done nothing in the game. But that's Carlos Tevez. He's a lot of energy. You haven't seen his brilliance on the ball. He's been mobile, and he'll find that opportunity, right place, right time. And he's got another goal.
His fourth goal of his career in the FA Cup. The previous three had all come for Manchester United. It's tough on Leicester just before the break.
When you consider that Sol Bamba could have had at least two so far in this game.
Vassell. Vieira is trying to stop him. The cross comes in.
If you think about which goalkeepers worked the hardest in the first 45 minutes, it's certainly Joe Hart. Although the goals are Manchester City's, at least two of them.
We've seen the last of the scoring. There's a question. There's a long way to go. Here come Leicester again. And Joe Hart on his near post. Makes a routine save this time. Tevez looking to get on the end of that. And Sol Bamba clears. Singing Mancini's name, the travelling fans.
The perfect name for Soli Mancini. Just sing him some Italian opera and be happy. Taking their time to just find themselves in a superior position, Manchester City. And you've got to credit Leicester. They've made it a good game. They've brought the best out of Joe Hart, Abe and Sol Bamba between them. Have really worked the big keeper.
It's half-time. Carlos Tevez's goal just before the break means Sven-Göran Eriksson's men are behind, despite the goal after just 44 seconds from Sol Bamba. Milner's first for his club. Equalised on 23 minutes, but a thrilling, compelling first 45 here at the Walker Stadium, and we hope there's more to come in the second. Half-time in Leicestershire. It's Leicester City 1, Manchester City 2.